All right. Welcome back to TNC. It's your girl Ashley.
And I'm Jay.
And Frank.
And we are back with another No Chaser, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, as we know, 2020 has been full of ups and downs, a roller coaster, whether it's the pandemic, the election coming up, politics are getting kind of ugly. Mm-hmm. Then we got the police brutality, and gun violence. Frank.
Yes. And this weekend we were reminded with such gun violence from two separate incidences, one here in Atlanta, one in New York. And the question I want to ask is what's the word you use, Jay? Sorry.
Lack of police proactivity.
There you go. So the lack of police proactivity, is that the reason for a lot of gun violence that has sprouted, and it seems like it's at a higher height right now, or
especially in Atlanta?
Yeah, or is it just being highlighted more from the media?
I think it's a little both.
Both. Go ahead.
Yeah, I can see that. But go ahead.
Well, especially in Atlanta, the numbers are real. Which your boy Jay-Z say, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Right. So the violent crime, homicides are up 140% in Atlanta since the protests, and up 140% in comparison to previous years for the same time frame. On the flip side, Atlanta ain't New York, so 140% could be like 7 homicides higher. Okay. Not 7, but maybe like 10. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not like 100 more, but
I
got
but that's still significant because you're looking at it per capita. But at the same time, it's not just Atlanta that's in that boat. You're seeing it everywhere. New York's numbers are high as hell.
Right.
And now the media is showing them more. It's just like police brutality. It's been going on for years. Now we're just getting America's attention. It's probably going on a little less than before.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make it okay, because we're seeing still too much. But so they're highlighting it because it's kind of like, okay, everybody was like, you have this big strong movement, defund the police, and everything, this, that, and the third. So people are highlighting, okay, this is what you want.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because it's there's a little truth to it.
Yeah.
But the rest of the truth to it is misleading.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the two, just to clarify for the audience, the two incidences that I'm speaking of, one here at it's Cheetah, I think the name of the
I wouldn't
nightclub.
know if I can call that some gun violence. That looked like a bunch of
it looked like the wild.
You wouldn't call it a strip club because they don't get naked there.
Well, that too.
So
it's a topless bar.
So it's a shootout at a club called Cheetahs down here, and it just it looked like the Wild West, man. It was, and the crazy thing about it was guys shooting at females and vice versa.
That's crazy.
That I never would have.
With his tight ass skinny jeans on it.
Yeah,
trying to move and trying to duck and stuff.
Trying to duck behind the SUV, right?
Right.
You saw. I was like,
then his boy not taking no cover anywhere.
Yeah.
We need to show them. And so I know you can YouTube Cheetah Atlanta shootout. So also on World Star Club Cheetah shootout where they just bust. And the thing is so here's what's scary about that. Directly across the street from Cheetah is a hotel, like a Georgia Tech hotel. It's a hotel and convention center. When you miss the person you're shooting at,
the bullet,
they don't just stop.
Right.
It goes somewhere.
Yeah.
It could be a little girl standing in that hotel. It could be a college student. And then at the end of the day, you're shooting over a reason that you can tell. Now, I don't know what the argument was, but at that point, with that much space in between them, it's over pride.
Right.
And
because somebody could walk the other way.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody had to shoot.
Yeah.
It's like a whole football field in between you.
It was stupid.
Right. You didn't even see the return fire. You didn't even see them.
All you heard was noise.
Yeah.
That's all you heard.
And they ducking and bucking behind. Man, that's crazy. But like Jay said, to your point, so that leads me to the next incident up in New York. So I don't know if you guys ever been. I've been a couple of times, but during Labor Day parade, the Labor Day parade before that, the night before that, they have West Indian festival called Juve, right? And it's basically just a celebration of freedom. West Indians and West Indian slaves back in those days or whatever, and every culture, every island comes out and represents their island real hard and stuff like that. It's almost like a carnival at night,
right?
Basically, I go to the daytime version.
That's the Labor Day. That's the Labor Day version. So that's always fun. However, the nighttime, it's in Brooklyn, right? They're both in Brooklyn, but this is throughout the hoods of Brooklyn. The hoods, you know what I'm saying? Hoods. I think the very last time I went, I think they shot out the street lights, and I was like, yeah, this is the last time I'm coming.
Gotta go.
So
gotta go.
You know, but what you were saying about straight bullets,
right?
So I'm guessing an argument ensued. Shootout happened. Maybe like 4 people got injured. 2 murdered. 5 people injured. 2, and one of them happened to be a 6-year-old boy. Mm-hmm. Very sad. Now a lot of people are asking, why was he out at 3:00 in the morning?
Well, what I seen that him and his mother were getting out of a cab. So where she was coming from, I don't know.
Okay.
Well, they heard they were getting out of the cab when they got shot. So I don't know.
The updated story that I saw was the mother came down there to look for the boy's 15-year-old sister.
There's so much going on.
And they was wondering, they was going to check on her or pull her ass in the house. You know, people make up stories. It could be the truth. It could, who knows? But
yeah, who knows? But the bottom line is, you know, it's sad that a 6-year-old boy. I think he got shot around the leg area.
Yeah.
The mom and her foot.
Yeah. So you know, with them, the actual video. I didn't get a chance to show you guys, and I probably don't want to show you guys either because you know with them screaming and trying to hold put pressure on the wound and stuff like that, and then the other guy is standing, he's dead.
No,
you understand what I'm saying? So so any event, man, really tough to watch, man. Me and Tiffany watched it, and we just like grimacing our face and stuff like that, and we want to let people know. I think the whole point of this segment is be careful what you ask for. You know, the whole defunding of the police, and we don't need no more cops. We need, you know what I'm saying, because no cop is good.
I'm gonna counter that.
Like that. Listen, you know, be careful.
I'm gonna counter that. Go ahead.
And I'm saying one point that they made sure to say on the news in an article I read, I can't remember which one it was thank God that some of the police worked overtime and they were on duty, or it could have got worse. So they're playing both spectrum. One minute they're all going to quit whatever and they're going to leave and there's not police on site. But now there's enough and they were on overtime. So that's why they kind of prevented it from having more shootings.
Got you.
Well, see, the thing is, but the key word in that though is overtime. Mm-hmm. Meaning, so somebody has to foot the bill for that. The festival promoters and whatever the festival promoters don't foot, the city has to come out of another budget other than their salary budget to pay them. Yeah. That comes from another area of the city budget.
Yeah.
So, because that's not there. Anytime you at the movie theater or the basketball game or something like that, concert, other than maybe like Georgia World Congress and the police, when you see your local police department working, that's overtime for them. It's either overtime or off-duty gigs, where the vendor's paying them, overtime if the city's paying them. So, you know, and that comes out of a whole different budget other than their salary. So, but the thing is though, after the kid got shot, the next night they put extra police out there, right? Okay. But people gonna do what they want to do anyway.
Hello.
So it's the narrative that because you want to defund the police, violence is getting worse. That's true for perhaps for some of the proactive and crime preventive techniques that the police could take. But at the end of the day, people have kind of gotten used to being lawless. People always get extra lawless in the summertime.
Right.
But they've gotten used to being extra lawless without consequence.
Yeah.
So it's really, I mean, you can't have enough, I don't think you can have enough police at Juve to prevent a shooting.
Especially when Frankie just said they're shooting out streetlights and stuff.
You know, the whole force, especially because of the way it's set up. It's literally like almost like a free for all for the whole borough of Brooklyn. Tiffany tell you. You understand? It's funny because I'm borderline laughing inside when you say vendors, because vendors is for the actual parade. Juve is like a free for all. It's just, they just opened the blocks, but as of late, it's just been anarchy. You understand what I'm saying? You open blocks for anarchy, just letting, you know, people roam, and, you know, for the most part, people try to be on some peaceful, you know.
Yeah.
But
Tiff just said every year somebody dies. So
ain't
enough police because it happens every year.
Yeah. When you Google Juve shootout, every year comes up
10,000 articles. See, that's crazy.
Shit come up like stats.
Yeah, every year come out like the NBA champion last year. This person won the murder award. But you know, we had this thing, man. I don't know why we had this we got this thing where we want to shoot in public. Like cats want to make a name for themselves.
Corny.
You know what I mean? Like at any means that and then that's the thing. We wait to these events to shoot folks. You know, it just goes back to the Club Cheetah thing. If they was in private with nobody else around,
they ain't on
a
that
shootout
shit.
would have never happened.
Right.
But because you out in Midtown on Spring Street with your shirt out, and now it's like, oh, we got a bus when they driving off. Because you could have bus while they was there.
Right. But they driving off.
And even the cameraman, he wasn't budging. He was set on getting this footage. Like, it was his job to get this footage right here.
All right, nigga, you could get hit.
That's what I'm saying.
But, it's so crazy. Like, and to piggyback on what you're saying, Jay, we so gung-ho on messing up a good thing, too, man.
All the time.
I don't know how many good clubs don't exist anymore because of dumb shit like that.
They want to complain. They want to complain when we ain't got nothing good because we fuck everything up.
It's so many black people in Atlanta. It's so many black clubs. This is the first city I ever lived in where clubs can last more than 2 years without after the post-club shootouts. Yeah. Because it's like, when it's, every other city is like, this is the club. So everybody
They just changed your name here. They just changed your name here.
Right.
They just changed it. They did the same thing in New York.
Yeah, it keeps selling margaritas and wings. It's the same waitresses.
I thought this shit was Alpha. What's the name?
They just changed the name.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's insurance purposes, though.
Menu don't even change. Just put tape over that bitch.
So stupid. A serious question though, on lines of Frankie's question. Do we think that because people were captive for like 2 months due to the pandemic, due to Corona, so we got outside and we just went buck wild.
That's so true.
Like, I mean, it's just like we were like so pent up energy, whatever it was, and they just got outside and just lost their total mind.
Like they said, I ain't shoot my gun in 6 months.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna shoot anywhere. That's cheetah.
Niggas couldn't wait to come out and be reckless, man. They couldn't wait to come out and be reckless, and I never. That's. I ain't even gonna lie to you, Ashley.
That's scary.
But how much of that can the police prevent?
None.
Right.
Unfortunately, that's sad.
Unfortunately.
So if you are going to defund the police, the mission is we have to do better at taking care of our own community.
And that's the thing we don't. But we want to complain and complain and complain, and we don't.
And we're never going to stop people who want to bust their gut in public from busting their gun in public. So the question is how accountable do we hold people?
Unfortunately, we don't either.
Like my thing is like you look at the cameraman in that situation. Like I was watching another video that comes up where somebody else is like getting jumped in public, like in Harlem. And they're like, yeah, set it off, boy, set that shit off. We want, you know what I mean? We have this thirst for violence, which actually, that's not coded in our DNA. Don't get excited, white folks. That's It's not coded in, it's a product of the system we were intentionally put in. But when we know better, we do better. And this is why I get frustrated when we don't ever want to talk about solutions to the problems of our community.
Right.
Yeah.
Some people want to say, we oppressed and let's be mad about being oppressed. Well, now you understand what your situation is. Now we have to work collectively to improve it.
Yeah.
Right.
And not just be mad.
Right.
And we just keep shooting in public at our own festivals.
Right.
And hitting, and obviously killing our own people.
Right.
I mean, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, because we always want to say, well, you can't bring up the black on black crime issue when it comes to suppressing police brutality. No.
No.
But when we say we want less police, like you said, we're never going to get to a state where there's no violence.
Right.
Right. You're not going to get no matter who your people are.
Yeah.
You're never going to have a non-violent world.
Right.
Okay. The first two brothers killed each other.
Right.
It's going to happen. But whose obligation is it to hold folks accountable to keep some level of peace in society? We don't like Donald Trump and the Republicans getting on TV and spreading their fear campaign where they're basically telling America to fear minorities.
Right.
Which is another topic. So we don't want him to do it. We don't want him rolling tanks and putting people with AR-15s on the block at Juve. So it's up to us.
Yeah.
But we can't be constantly afraid to hold each other accountable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not even just that. I think a lot of the younger generation do that ish for clout. They want to go viral. They want to be on social media and get likes and follows, and they want to go be on World Star because they're like, oh, well, he's gangster. That shit's corny.
Yo, this one cat
is corny.
They put on World Star. This one cat did a drive-by on live last week.
This is what I'm saying. It's the social media world too, and it's just messing shit up.
Put himself on live and did a drive-by.
Recklessness, man. Ain't no OGs. Ain't no OGs no more, man.
Come on now.
And again, like I said, they ain't like violence. It's nothing new under the sun. I know it's been going on and stuff like that, but there used to be, like I told you before, the show rules to the shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Where hey, women and children out, I'm see you. I'm gonna see you though.
Right.
I'm gonna see you.
Right.
You understand
Like
what
the
I'm
old
saying?
schools used to do
But
it.
that dude, you got your girl behind you with a gun. Come on, my dude. Your
Your
girl is behind you. Like, come on.
You got these coward ass niggas. Niggas is picking their kids up and their shields and shit. Man,
Yo,
don't even
so-
start-
See,
oh my
I didn't
God.
see that
Don't
because
even get
Jason,
me
I
started.
couldn't watch it.
Don't even
I
get me
couldn't watch
started
it.
on that. That's a whole nother
You
thing.
just
though.
kid, yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of cowards. They're not raised by the old school.
Yeah.
They
So
not
what is the solution? You said hold each other accountable.
go move to Canada.
All right, But no, seriously, we gotta, because we don't want to be people where we just complain.
Frank-
and just out there
Frank-
too. We gotta give the people solutions as well, though.
Frank put me on to somebody, and I hope I ain't putting nobody on blast, but we won't say no names. But Frank alerted me like one time I said something on the show that was, I won't say fair and balanced like Fox, but it was the truth. It wasn't the most pro-black truth.
Right.
It wasn't with finesse the pro-black ears, but it was the truth, and folks felt like I was cooning for that. So they don't rock with TNC no more.
Mm-hmm.
But the solution is the truth don't have sides.
Yeah.
The truth ain't pro-black. It ain't pro-white.
People hate facts.
It's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But people hate facts that don't align
I was
with
gonna
their
say,
personal agenda.
yeah. Agree
So
with them.
if I walk in the room and decide I want to be mad, and you do everything to make me happy, well, now I'm mad at what you did because you done messed up the fact that I wanted to be angry.
This shit whack.
You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to argue.
Yeah,
Right.
So if accountability, we gotta call it like it is. We done got rid of everything in the black community that tells the truth.
Damn.
Every show, every network. That's why I tell people. I don't want to say too much about business.
Nah, it's all good.
TNC, Truth No Chaser. Come on.
I felt with the way Dave Chappelle did it.
Oh.
They was like, yo, Dave Chappelle, you got a great thing. Shout out to my man Steven Robinson for the conversation I had on the way to the show. But it was like, Dave Chappelle, your show is great. You got a great thing going. We love what you're doing. But we want to control it. So here's $50 million. And he said, nah, I'm good. Because the minute, no matter how big the deal is, the minute you sign on to a network, they control you.
You control what you, yeah.
And it's just a matter of time till they water you down and or get rid of you. Look what happened to BET.
Yeah.
After Viacom took over, how fast was nightly news out of there?
Yeah.
Without anything to replace it.
Yeah. Took your ass over to TV One, which nobody watches.
Right.
And they
That part.
don't be about shit either.
Yeah.
Real shit.
I got
So
you.
accountability.
Accountability.
So we having
that's the
another
number one
challenge
shit.
that we had last week.
Yeah.
We
Accountability.
challenge everybody out there to hold your people
Yeah.
accountable. Stop clapping for dumb shit. Stop
Our
clapping
people.
for this corny. It's not cool to be out there just busting your guns at anybody. It's not cool.
Share this show to a gangster. Because
Right.
that's what they the ones that need to hear this shit, man. You know what I'm saying? You turn your gangster off for a second and think smart. You know what I'm
As
saying?
you
real
said,
G's got codes.
As you said, straight bullets. It has to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So you out here busting at Frankie, whatever, and Frankie dipping and dodging,
I dip
and
it.
then somebody 6-year-old gets shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't mean to. It don't matter. Like,
Right.
come on, people.
Like
That shit is whack.
yeah, like the little girl 8-year-old, right?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Man, oh man,
Yeah.
it's too much. So yeah.
So
you like
the
it, right?
biggest thing we're gonna take away is accountability.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we don't want them to take care of us. We don't want to do it their way. That's fine. But now we gotta step
We gotta
up.
take care of each other. We in
Yes,
this
sir.
together. I'm rooting
Absolutely.
for everybody black.
Yeah, that's right. Word up.
And if you enjoyed this show, this segment of No Chaser was brought to you by Ambition Custom Apparel. Check them out for customized clothing that represents you, your culture, and your organization. Ambition, go get it.
All right, y'all. We'll check y'all out next time. Make sure you leave your thoughts.
All right, we out.
Leave them thoughts.
Truth. No chaser.